students, today we are going to study integers. You people have already studied integers in your previous class. So let's quickly revise what are integers. You all know what are whole numbers? Yes, whole numbers are the numbers that starts from 0. So let's take few whole numbers and try add them. So what do you get? You always get a whole number. Let's check. If I take 4 and 3, so 4 plus 3 is 7. So when I am adding two whole numbers, the answer that I am getting 7 is also a whole number. 8 and 5 whole numbers, when I am adding I am getting 13, and 13 is also a whole number. Now you can take any two whole numbers and try and add them. You will always get a whole number. Now let's try subtracting whole numbers. So when I take 7 and 4 and you subtract them, answer is 3. It's a whole number. When you take same numbers, 7 minus 7, you get 0. 0 is also a whole number, you get a whole number. But what if I take 4 minus 7? Then the number or the answer that I get here is not in the system of whole numbers. This means when I subtract from a smaller number a bigger number, then the answer that I get is not a whole number. Then the answer that I get is a new set of numbers that we call as negative numbers. And when we club set of whole numbers and all those negative numbers, then what we get? We get integers. So to get this answer, what we have introduced negative numbers. So what are negative numbers? How we represent negative numbers? How we represent negative numbers? By writing -4, a negative sign in front of the number. Means if I write 4 and put a negative sign, then I write 3, put a negative sign, write 2, put a negative sign. So any number that I write and I put a negative sign before it, then it becomes a negative numbers. And when we combine these negative numbers, this set of negative numbers with the system of whole numbers, then the new system of numbers that we get are called integers. So what are integers? We can say that the set of negative numbers along with the whole numbers are called integers. So how we write integers? We can write -4, -3, -2, 1. This is all negative numbers. Then we'll write whole numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So we have whole numbers. And we have negative numbers. And together they are called integers. Yes? And what we can see here, we can see two things, that in whole numbers what we do, we write few numbers and then we put dash dash dash. Now this represent what? This represent this, that I can write as many number as I want, or we can say that there is no largest whole number. We can write as many number as I want. Similarly, when I take negative numbers, so what I have done, I have written -1, 2, 3, 4 and then I have again put dashes here. This means I can write as many negative number as I want. And I can say one more thing, that there is also no limit, means there is no starting point here. No smallest number and no largest number. We can increase it in both the direction as much as we want. Yes. So let's represent this on a number line. These whole number, these integers on a number line. Then we'll be able to study this properly. So let's draw number line as we draw for whole numbers. These two arrows, as I said that I can increase it as much as I want. Then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay. Now, what we can see here, that this -1, -2, -3, all this is negative numbers and all these are positive numbers. Yes. So what we can observe, the first thing here is that when we write a positive number, we do not put a plus sign before it. Means if I have to write this, I will not write +1, +2. You don't put a sign before a number, then it is always considered as a positive number. So first thing that is very important is do not put any sign before a positive number. Any sign means do not put a positive sign before a positive number. A no sign means it's a positive number, and for negative numbers we put a minus sign. So all these numbers are positive numbers. Yes, all these numbers are positive numbers and all these numbers are negative number. So what about 0? For 0, what we know, that 0 is neither positive nor negative. Yes, 0 is neither positive nor negative. Yes. And so what else we can say here is that obviously when I say 0 and 1, then 1 is greater than 0. When I say 1 and 3, then 3 is greater than 1. So, and when I say 1 and 5, then 5 is greater than 1. So this means when I am moving towards this side means when I am moving toward my right side, this is my right side and this is my left side. So when I am moving towards my right side, the numbers are increasing. The number increase when I move towards my right side, and obviously if this side the numbers are increasing, so when I move towards my left side, the numbers will decrease. Yes. So if someone asks you to observe positive numbers and negative numbers, so what we can say, that all positive numbers are greater than negative numbers. Yes. And what we can say, that 0 is less than all positive numbers, because after 0 we are starting the positive numbers. So we can say that 0 is less than all positive numbers and 0 is greater than all negative numbers. So this is one thing. Second thing is, all positive numbers are greater than all negative numbers. So what we can say, that if I write 5 and 0, so we can easily say that a positive number is always greater than 0. Now if I write -5 and 0, then I can say that 0 is greater than all negative numbers. Yes. Third thing that I can observe here is that if I write -5 and 4, then what we can say, that all positive numbers are greater than all negative numbers. So 4 is greater than -5. Now if we observe it more closely, that I don't take the positive numbers, I take only the negative numbers, then what I can say, that I am saying that it is decreasing when I am going this side. So this means the number written to the left is smaller and the number written to the right side is greater. Now this means what? That this -1 is greater than -2. Now this -2 is greater than -3, because -2 is written this side to the right side and -3 is written to the left side. So -3 is smaller and -2 is greater. So what we can see here is, between -3 and -2, what we can say, that since -2 is written towards the right side of -3, so it is greater. But if I take whole numbers, if I don't consider the positive sign, I only write 3 and 2, then what we will say? Obviously 3 is greater than 2. But once I put this negative sign, then what happens? The greater number becomes the smaller number and the smaller number becomes the greater number. So this is also one way you can remember it, that in integers, when I put a negative sign, the smaller number becomes the bigger number and the bigger number becomes the smaller number. Now let's take an example. If I write 145 and 184. minus 184. So these are two negative numbers. Now if you have to compare these two negative numbers, then what you can say that which one is greater. So let's compare it as a whole number first. To make things simpler, let's consider it as a whole number first. So if I take it as a whole number, then obviously 184 is greater. And what I have said just now, that if I put a negative sign before numbers, then the smaller number becomes the bigger number and the bigger number becomes the smaller number. So 145, which was smaller when I take only the positive number, is actually greater when I take numbers as negative. So this is greater than this number. Okay. Now I am taking one question from your exercise, which says arrange. Means right now whatever we have discussed is we were comparing two numbers, whether it is positive or negative. We were comparing two numbers. Now if I have to compare more than two numbers, then what to do? So I am taking question number 7 of your first exercise, which say arrange in descending order. Arrange in descending order. So the numbers here is minus 31, 139, minus 203, minus 97, 0 and okay. So in this case, if they are asking you to arrange in descending order, descending means from bigger to smaller. So in descending order, order, how can we compare them? We know first thing is that all positive numbers are greater than the negative numbers. So let's take the positive numbers first. So 139 is positive here and this number is positive here. So out of these two numbers, obviously 4208 is greater. So the biggest number here is this number. Then out of these two positive number, we will write the other next positive number. Okay, now this is negative, negative, negative and a 0 is here. So what I said, that 0 is smaller than all positive number and greater than all negative numbers. So since it is greater than all negative numbers, so I will write a 0. Now I will compare my negative numbers. So this is negative and this is negative. Now what we say for negative numbers, that in case of negative numbers, the smaller numbers become the the smaller number becomes the bigger number and the bigger number becomes the smaller. So out of these three, if I don't see the sign, then 203 is greater. So obviously when it is negative, then 203 is the smallest number. So we'll remove this 203. Now out of this minus 31 and minus 97, which is greater? Minus 31 is greater. So we'll write minus 31, then minus 97 and then minus 203. So this is how we arrange numbers in integers, that you arrange first all positive numbers when you have to arrange in descending order. Then if 0 is there, then 0 and then arrange the negative numbers. Okay. Now when we say integers, when we say positive numbers, when we say negative numbers, so actually where we are using them, what we are actually where we are putting these signs, so where we are using it, when we talk about temperature. Yes, when we talk about temperature, then what we say, that temperature is increased, temperature is decreased, or we say temperature below the freezing point or temperature above the freezing point. So when we say above freezing point, when we say above freezing point, then we say that it is positive. When we say below freezing point, then we say it is negative. Now take few more example. When we say where we depositing a money, depositing means in an account, if I deposit something, I am adding into it. Okay, when I am withdrawing money from it, then I am subtracting from it. So when we deposit money, then we add money. When we withdraw, then we subtract. When we take out something, then we say it is subtracted. When we say above the sea level, means sea level is the land level, and then below it will be decreased and above it will be increased. So height above it will be increased. So we say above sea level is positive and below the sea level is negative. Or we can take more example. Let's say profit. Profit is positive, money is add on, and when it is loss, it is negative. And there are many more cases where you can actually compare them, then when it is positive and when it is negative. So let's take one more example from your exercise where we have to actually do this only, that where to put a negative sign and when to put a positive sign. So I am taking question number 4 of your exercise, which says Ruchi deposited rupees 4,370 in her account on Monday and withdrawn, and then withdrew rupees 2,875 on Tuesday, and the next day she deposited rupees 1,550. You have to tell what was her balance on Thursday. So this question is clearly mentioning that when to put a positive sign, when to put a negative sign. That Ruchi in her account is actually one day depositing, then she is withdrawing money, and then again she is depositing, and then they are asking that what was her balance on Thursday. So she first deposited rupees 4,370 in her account on Monday, then between 2,875 on Tuesday. The next day she again deposited rupees this much. Now you have to tell her balance on Thursday. So in this case, we are going to write the number and we are going to put a positive and a negative sign according to the use, means whether I am withdrawing or whether I am depositing. So balance on Thursday will be first she is depositing. So as I said that when something is deposit, it is adding. So we'll put a positive number here, which is 4,370, and you don't have to put a sign. Then she is withdrawing money. How much she is withdrawing is rupees 875. So since she is withdrawing, so we'll put a minus sign. Now again she is depositing. So if she is depositing again, so we have to put a plus sign because the money is increasing in her account. So we'll add. So first add, then subtract because it is withdrawn, and then deposited. Now you have to find out the balance on Thursday. Now to find out the balance on Thursday, what we'll do? We'll write the two positive numbers together. As we say that we should always arrange before we add or subtract. This makes the calculation easy and correct also. So I am writing the two positive numbers together and negative number after it. Now add the two positive numbers. So when you add the numbers, it will be 0, 12, 8, 9 and 5 minus is 2,875. Now subtract the two values. This will be 5, this will be 4, 0 and 3. So the balance on Thursday in her account is rupees 3,400, sorry, 3,045. Yes, is this question clear, that when to use a positive sign, when to use a negative sign? Yes. Now let's take one more very important thing, is the absolute value of an integer. This is very, very important. Absolute value of an integer. So what is absolute value of an integer? Absolute value of an integer is its numerical value regardless of the sign. Means whether it is positive or it is negative, it is always the numerical value, which is only the number, which will always remain the positive. So this means that what will be the absolute value of any integer, that how we represent absolute value, we put the sign bars here, and if I write a number 13 inside it, then the absolute value of this is 13. Now if I put a negative 13 inside this absolute value, so we'll say that the absolute value of this minus 13 is also 13. As the definition says, that absolute value of an integer, is its numerical, its number value, regardless of the sign. So it was positive, it will remain positive. It was negative, it will become positive, since we have to take only the numerical value. So what is this? It is the, in general, what we can say, that if I have an integer a, then its absolute value is a, or if I take a integer that is a negative number, then also its absolute value is a, means the number. Now let's take few example that how to use these absolute value and to put the sign. So if we have minus 13 and minus 5, so we have two numbers inside the absolute value sign and a negative sign outside it, isn't it? So what we will do, we will remove the absolute value and sign, absolute value sign, and then we will solve it. So this is minus 13, which will become 13 when I write the absolute value of it. This is minus 5, which will also become 5 when I write the absolute value of it. Now this minus sign is outside the absolute value sign, so this will remain the same. This is the operation out here, and it will remain the same, and it becomes 8. Now let's take this example, that I am writing the absolute value, and inside this I am writing two numbers. So when you write two numbers, then you cannot take these two numbers out of this sign. Then what you have to do, you have to solve it and convert it into a single number, not digit, single number. Means I have to solve it and it should turn into one number, and then only I can remove this absolute value sign, otherwise I cannot here remove sign. So first we will solve it and then we will remove the sign. So 13 minus 5 is 8, so we will first solve it. We will write 8. Now I have only one number inside it. Now I can bring this out of the absolute value sign and it will become 8. It will remain 8 as it is positive. Okay, I hope this absolute value is clear to everyone. Now there are a few questions that are given in your exercise of this absolute value. Few questions are of ascending and descending order. So we will be sending, along with this video, we will be sending instructions to you. Kindly read those instructions properly and do your classwork accordingly. Thank you so much.